Merry and Pippin are quite safe. In fact, they're far safer than you are about to be.
This new Gandalf's more grumpy than the old one.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times the body double was blatantly obvious.
They said you might be up here.
Give me your hand.
Come with me if you want to live.
It's okay, Mom. He's here to help.
You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey.
For this list, we'll be looking at moments where a substitute is noticeable in the place of where the stars should have been. We're using the term double a bit loosely and/or interchangeably with other similar terms here, meaning that we could be referring to a body double, stunt performer, photo double, or even a stand-in, since the exact role of the cast or crew member cannot always be confirmed. Do you remember any moments when you pointed at the screen and said, "That's not them"? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Isabelle, Your Highness.
What are you doing, brother? What right do you have scaring a man like that? Oh, what right have you to spy on a bathing woman from the shrubs?
One of the most famous scenes in Return of the Jedi is where Carrie Fisher's character is enslaved by Jabba the Hutt and forced to wear a now iconic bikini. Seeing as Natalie Portman played Leia's mother in the prequel trilogy, some fans were excited to hear that the former Padme actor would be wearing a similar bikini in Your Highness.
I've not been able to stop thinking of you.
What a coincidence. I was just about to finish thinking of you.
However, they were disappointed as when the scene in question cut to her character Isabelle in said costume, it was clearly not Natalie Portman. It was a body double, and you can tell it's not her when she turns around. An Irish student reportedly took the plunge in her place. Sorry people, you'll just have to leave that one to the imagination.
Oh God, she's looking at us. Remain perfectly still.
Number 9, Jack Dawson, Titanic.
Jack, I want you to draw me like one of your French girls. Wearing this.
All right.
Wearing only this.
You might have been a little too distracted during this scene to notice the replacement. We probably would have figured Leonardo DiCaprio didn't actually draw the portrait of Rose that his character Jack does. But we also don't have to just make a guess because the hands on screen are definitely not his.
So serious.
It's obvious that the hands we see are a good deal older than DiCaprio's, so unless he's done some rapid aging, those are the hands of a stunt person. And that stunt man just so happened to be director James Cameron himself. The shots allegedly even had to be flipped so that the left-handed Cameron would match the right-handed DiCaprio, which, let's face it, was probably the cheapest effect used in the film.
It was the most erotic moment of my life.
Number 8, The Heroes, Spaceballs.
Nobody knows. It's coming from here. That can't be her.
This entry is a bit of a joke, but it's notable nonetheless. Spaceballs is a 1987 comedy movie parodying the legendary space operas of its time, very closely following the likes of Star Wars: A New Hope.
A little short for a stormtrooper?
Huh?
When Lone Star and Barf break Princess Vespa and Dot Matrix out of captivity, Dark Helmet's forces capture them before they can escape. But when the heroes turn around, it's actually their stunt doubles.
So, Princess, you thought you could outwit the Imperious forces? You idiots! These are not them! You've captured their stunt doubles!
The joke is made even funnier by the fact that these doubles look nothing like the main characters. Just turn back around and we'll keep filming you from the back. Number 7, Edward Cullen and Bella Swan, Twilight.
I know what you are.
Say it.
Actors aren't always needed for every shot. Sometimes CGI, body doubles, or regular stand-ins can take over when the character isn't really in the frame. It gives the actors time to focus on the more demanding scenes.
You need to see what I look like in the sunlight.
Looks like Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart were taking a break during this shoot, as the two people running aren't the stars of the film, but likely stunt performers instead. It's a little confusing because the shot doesn't appear to be that physically demanding or dangerous. But hey, we don't judge. Being on a blood-only diet must do weird things for your cardio.
This is why we don't show ourselves in sunlight. People would know we're different.
Number 6. Rick and Evelyn O'Connell, The Mummy Returns. The Mummy Returns is more well known for its CGI replacement of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. But it turns out replacing actors wasn't just left to post-production.
What's it say?
He who disturbs this bracelet shall drink from the Nile.
Oh, that doesn't sound too bad.
Near the start of the film, Rick and Evelyn set off a booby trap that floods the ancient ruins. In a blink and you'll miss it moment, as the two embrace before the water hits them, Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are replaced by doubles. The two may be dressed as the characters, but a freeze frame shows it's definitely not them. We guess these two never played with fire hydrants when they were kids.
This is bad, Amy!
We've had bad before!
This is worse!
Number 5. Model 101 Terminator. Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Get down.
Given that he's a world-recognized athlete, you'd think that Arnold Schwarzenegger might do his own stunts. But of course, you can't put the star of the show in danger. And sometimes actors do need breaks. Problem is, though, not many people actually look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And so this replacement of his in Terminator 2 really stands out.
Will these heal up?
Yes.
Good. If you can't pass for human, you're not much good to us.
As the Terminator tries to save John Connor from the T-1000, in the original cut of the film, you can tell it's not the man himself. It is, in fact, a stunt double. Arnold's face was digitally added in future releases, but it's still noticeable if you look hard enough. Number 4. Mace Windu. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
See through you. We can. Be mindful of your feelings.
Given all the crazy adventures Jedi get up to, there are bound to be a couple of stunt doubles laden throughout the films. However, this wasn't a stunt, so we're a bit confused as to why Samuel L. Jackson decided to take the time off.
And you, young Skywalker. We will watch your career with great interest.
When Palpatine visits Naboo at the end of the film, we see he's accompanied by members of the Jedi Council. We have Plo Koon, Ki-Adi-Mundi, and this guy? Given that Mace Windu appears later at the cremation of Qui-Gon Jinn, we can only assume this was a momentary substitution. But we can definitely sense a disturbance in the Force when a screen presence like Sam Jackson's is missing.
I do not believe the Sith could have returned without us knowing.
Number 3. Gimli, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
I thought I'd die fighting side by side with an elf.
What about side by side with a friend?
I could do that.
Sometimes fantasy requires a little movie magic. Because the heights of certain races from Middle-earth vary, body doubles were used a lot in the Lord of the Rings films.
What's happening out there?
Shall I describe it to you? Or would you like me to find you a box?
Various methods were used to film the height differences up close, but in the wide shots, the actors were switched out for their shorter counterparts. This was a close moment though, and it really doesn't look much like John Rhys Davies. Was the actor on a break? Or maybe the makeup special effects didn't quite work on him that day? Perhaps the number of extras in the background made it difficult to use boxes to establish the height difference. Whatever the case, it's a bit bewildering, and might make a few viewers wonder where this Middle-earthen dwarf came from and what he did with Gimli.
I've heard enough. Shoot him. Stick an arrow in his gob.
Number 2. Jack Geller, Friends.
35 years. Very impressive. Do you guys have any pearls of wisdom? Jack?
Why would you serve food on such a sharp stick?
Back in the 90s, shows were cropped to a 4:3 square ratio to fit the TV screens of the time. They were shot, however, in a wider ratio, allowing them to translate to the wider format for modern-day streaming. This means some unseen mistakes are now visible. For example, when a Courtney Cox stand-in was used, you can't help but wonder, who is Phoebe talking to? Where's Monica?
Oops, looks like when he got the pastry chef, he got you a little bit too.
I paid to have this done.
Love it!
A more glaring example was with actor Elliot Gould, who plays Monica and Ross's dad. They either forgot to call him back in for the actual scene, or they used the wrong take in editing, and this person can now be spotted instead.
Dad, what, we have to pretend that we're married?
Son, I had to shave my ears for tonight. You can do this.
Seeing as they look nothing alike, this is perhaps one of the most jarring entries on this list. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Rubeus Hagrid, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Sorry about that.
Almost every child actor in the Harry Potter movies had a double, as there are laws protecting children on film shoots. These substitutes did help whenever they had to do particularly dangerous stunts, but as was the case with Ron Weasley in one scene of the first installment, it was pretty noticeable. Hagrid actor Robbie Coltrane, on the other hand, is a full-grown man, so he would likely have been more able to do full work days. If that was the case though, then why were we exposed to the frightening moment when a random man seems to show up in his place? Yes, this guy is tall and he has a beard, but it's the eyes that give it away. It's such an obvious replacement that it had to be at the top of our list.
What did he look like?
I don't know. I never saw his face. He kept his hood up.
This stranger, though. You and he must have talked.
Well,
do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.